This story is about a beggar who lived at a small village bus stop. He survived by begging from the passengers who traveled on the buses that stopped there. One day, while he was begging, he saw a tall man dressed in fine clothes. The beggar thought, "This man looks very rich. If I beg from him, maybe he will give me a good amount of money." He approached the tall man and started begging. The tall man looked at him and said, "You are always asking. Do you ever give anything to anyone?" The beggar replied, "Sir, I am a beggar. I always ask people for help. I have nothing to give to anyone." The tall man responded, "If you cannot give anything to others, then you have no right to ask for anything. I am a businessman, and I believe in transactions. If you have something to give me, only then will I give you something." Saying this, the tall man boarded the bus and left. The beggar thought about his words. "Maybe this is why I don't receive much money," he wondered, "because I never give anything in return. But I am just a beggar. What can I possibly give to anyone?" For 2 days, he kept thinking about it but found no answer. On the third day, while sitting near the bus stop, he noticed some flowers blooming on the nearby plants. An idea struck him. "Why don't I give people flowers in exchange for their alms?" He liked this thought and plucked some flowers. From that day, whenever someone gave him alms, he handed them a flower in return. People happily accepted the flowers. Within a few days, he realized that more people had started giving him alms. He gathered as many flowers as he could from around the bus stop. As long as he had flowers, people gave him money. But when the flowers were gone, the alms stopped too. One day, while he was begging, he saw the same tall man sitting on a bus. Excited, he rushed to him and said, "Today, I have something to give you. If you give me alms, I will give you a flower in return." The tall man smiled, gave him some money, and took the flower. He appreciated the beggar's gesture and said, "Wow, you have become a businessman like me." Saying this, he took the flower and got off at his stop. The beggar was deeply moved by these words. He kept thinking about them and felt a spark of joy. His eyes gleamed with excitement. "I am not a beggar. I am a businessman. I, too, can become rich," he shouted to the sky. People around him thought he had gone mad. The next day, he was no longer seen at the bus stop. 6 months later, 2 well-dressed men were traveling on a bus that stopped at the same bus stop. They looked at each other, and one extended his hand, saying, "Do you recognize me?" The other man replied, "No, I don't think we've met before." The first man smiled and said, "No, think again. This is our third meeting, not the first." The second man looked puzzled. "I don't remember. When did we meet before?" The first man grinned. "We met twice before on this very bus. I am the beggar you once advised on how to change my life. And the second time, you told me who I truly was." The second man was astonished. "Oh." After a pause, he continued, "You taught me an important principle. We only receive when we give. This rule of trade really works. I have experienced it firsthand. But I always saw myself as a beggar, nothing more. When we met the second time, you made me realize that I had already become a businessman. People weren't giving me alms, they were paying for my flowers. They were buying them because they were getting them at the best price. In their eyes, I was a small businessman, but in my own eyes, I was still just a beggar. When you told me I was a businessman, I understood the truth. With the money I earned from selling flowers, I bought even more flowers and started a real business. People in this area love flowers, and their love has made me a successful businessman today." Both businessmen smiled as they stepped off the bus, discussing their businesses as they walked ahead. Moral of the story: this story teaches us many valuable lessons. The tall businessman understood the principle of giving and receiving very well. All great businessmen in the world succeed by applying this rule in life. He shared this wisdom with the beggar, and when the beggar adopted it, his life changed completely. The story shows us that changing our mindset can change our lives. If we keep thinking small, we will remain small. To achieve greatness, we must think big and believe in ourselves. Success is hidden within our thoughts. Increase your confidence, expand your thinking, and watch how you reach the heights of success.